We had a really great walk yesterday. Walker Creek up to QUORN. Started off pretty easy along creek line, and then we went up over these 3 peaks, over the ridge lines and the saddles, and that was really cool. It was quite hard walking. Lots of really annoying rocks that'll trip you over and stuff, but it was really interesting as well. Even though it was hard, it was not too bad, and it was gorgeous views and everything as well, which is just great. And then an easy stroll along the pt1 railway all the way into QUORN. Last night in QUORN was just wonderful. Had nice hot showers and a pub meal, which went down really well. Great sleep, and now we're back out on the trail for just another really short day today, heading up to Dutchman's hut. So only about 10 k's or so. So good weather for it, nice and overcast again. We've made it to Dutchman's hut now, and this, I tell you, is next level luxury on the trail. Over this side we've got the shearer's shed, which happens to have flushing toilets. There's 2 of them. And this is the hut that we get to stay in. As you can see here, walkers are most welcome. Nice veranda with electric lights. Crazy. Coming in here, sleeping platforms, table and chairs, nice heater, wood fire. Apparently we've got microwaves, kettles, deck of cards, more electric lights, ceiling fans. Not that I think we'll need them tonight, but yeah, pretty cool. Good morning. I'm just heading off from Dutchman's hut this morning on my way to Air Depot. I've left VB behind. She's going to make her way back into QUORN today and possibly do Dutchman's Stern Loop hike, which goes up to this point over here. I hope she enjoys that one and has a safe travels home. So I've got about a 16.5k day today. It's warming up, heading to the mid-20s. Gorgeous day for views. Yesterday my knee started playing up a little bit. My right knee was just aching and giving me a little bit of grief, so hopefully the short day yesterday and the resting afternoon was enough to give it a bit of a break, and it will get back on track today. But we'll see how we go with that. On my own again, 1 foot in front of the other. Less than 2 weeks to go. Let's do this. Poor bugger's got a sore leg, but unfortunately there's nowhere else I can go. Well, I've made it here to Air Depot, and it's a pretty lousy campsite. It's really exposed, it's blowing a gale outside, and it's also completely fly blown. So I've just chucked everything into my tent, set it up nice and strong, and I think I've got about 3 flies in here, but I figure that's actually a pretty good effort because I would have probably had 100 on me when I was trying to get into the tent. Today's been a pretty tough day. Oh, I've got a terrible hat line going on there, don't mind that. It's been a pretty hard day. It was only 16 k's, but the first half was through a sort of rocky gorge, dry creek bed, which involved lots of climbing up and over rocks and down rocks, and yeah, really rocky terrain, which is actually pretty fun for walking. Really enjoyed it. It was also, yeah, quite shady and lots of beautiful big old river red gums and stuff. So that was really cool. The second half of the day, however, came down out of the ranges to the western side, and been walking along the plains just to the west of the ranges here, and it would be pretty easy walking, but I had this really strong headwind, which never makes for a whole lot of fun. And of course the flies are doing my head in. When I got here, it's good, there's a water tank here, because we're starting to get to the area where it really is just walking from tank to tank to make sure you get enough water. I did take a little bit of a nap, not quite a nap, but a rest on the trail. I'm finding I have to do that more and more at the moment as the days get harder physically, and also warmer as well. My narcolepsy is definitely sort of kicking in a little bit more. A couple of times I'll try and take a nap on the trail. It's not really very easy to relax enough to get that restorative rest when you're out in the elements and it's blowing a gale and you're sitting down on some rocky ground and stuff like that. But just got to do the best I can. Usually if I can get a sort of 5 or 10 minutes just a bit of downtime, then it's enough to get me going again to get me through to camp. Narcolepsy's a bitch, but it is what it is, so I just have to make the most of it. I would have liked to keep going today so that I didn't have to stay in this rather exposed area, but I'm just too tired for that, unfortunately. So yeah, I've literally just dumped everything. My whole bag is sitting in here in the tent, so I'm gonna sort myself out, grab a bite to eat, and hopefully get a bit of a rest, because it's yeah, I'm pretty tired right now. Well, I tell you what, that was one very windy night. It didn't let up for the whole night until about 4:30 this morning. The wind finally started to subside. I'm really happy about my tarp tent. I set it out with a couple of extra tie down points last night in the hope that it would keep the noise down a little bit, and it worked a treat. So it's just around dawn this morning and I'm heading out. Today I head back up into the ranges, head along a gorge for a little while as I head up towards Mount Arden, and I'll be staying at Mount Arden South Camp tonight, which is just this side of the summit. So tomorrow I'll be summiting Mount Arden. Good news, my knee is holding up fine. Still a little bit achy, but not really surprising after this much walking. But it's not causing me any grief really, which is great. Feet are a little sore, which is mostly due to the terrain that I'm walking on. Not too bad right here, but generally just lots and lots of rocks sort of in that cricket ball, softball size range that just cover the entire track. So there's really nowhere that you can easily put your foot down without hitting something. It's difficult walking, but it's all good. Today's going to be a little bit cooler, which is fantastic. There might be a little bit of rain as well, which I'm not too unhappy about. And yeah, feeling much better this morning. This is what my future holds. It's pretty specky, but oh boy, those hills look huge. Sometimes you really just have to stop and take in the grandeur of the trail. Check that out. Just beautiful. Sometimes you get to spots like this and you just have to take a minute to have a bit of a look and go, how on earth am I going to get from here to up there? Because that is the way the path goes.